don't know if you know this or not. If you're a first-time viewer on our channel, or if you've been here before, at the end of every single video we have a slideshow. If you are finding us on Facebook, we are so thankful that you are following us, and that's awesome. We also invite you to follow us on YouTube, and so there's a subscribe button there. And also there's a little notification bell there. You can click that and it'll notify you anytime that we have new videos up. Yeah, you can find us on YouTube and Instagram right now, and on Facebook, and come November, mid-November, you'll be able to find us on our website, which is nextchapterstartsnow.com. So today is an exciting day. Curtis is starting our power upgrade. I've cleaned out under the bed, and we're hoping that we can get the batteries and the inverter in this area. We'll see how it goes. What are you doing, Curtis?
I am trying to figure out what I'm doing.
What do you mean, what are you doing?
I'm going through the inverter and all the other manuals, trying to understand the install side of things, clearances and wire sizes and all that good stuff.
And how does it look so far?
Looks like our 600 amp switch is going to be too big for our terminal plugs.
Oh, so what do we do with that?
We don't know yet.
Oh,
we'll figure it out.
That's awesome.
Good stuff.
Well, I'll follow your progress throughout the day. I hope it goes well.
I hope so.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So this is our inverter DC install kit. It is a 300 amp. The 400 amp is back ordered. But if you have total length from the inverter to the batteries, including the negative run, at 5 feet or less, you can use the 300 amp according to the instructions. So this is our Go Power IC series inverter. It's a 3000 watt series inverter. Just weighs over 50 pounds. It is a dual leg one, so it's good for 50 amp, 125 amp charger. So nice system. It's be more than enough for our needs. So there's the battery out of the box anyways. So as you can tell, fairly large battery. The inverter has a built-in transfer switch from shore power to inverter power and combination thereof, but we also have a generator, so we had to purchase another 50 amp transfer switch to be able to go from shore power to generator, and then that feeds into the inverter. And it's quite simply just a typical little galvanized box. All the internals are your connections. This is our IC series inverter charger remote unit. So our solar system really is two separate 60 MPPT solar controller units with 6 190 watt solar panels. So really it's like the 570 system times 2 to get to our 1140. So it's really almost, like I said, two separate systems. Comes with two full controllers and it has two boxes. We got the cabling for one. It does come with the 80 amp disconnect. So it's a complete system, two roof mount systems in there. So lots of big cables. And then you have your runs. They're going to take it up through into the solar panels itself. So nice complete system that is supplied by Go Power. And the solar panels, of course, are a separate thing. Okay, so I've removed the drawers. I had to cut these two pieces out of here. All what I did was basically cut with a Sawzall in here. It's just two crown staples from top to bottom to be able to create the frame. So I have to do that to be able to set the batteries in here. Inverter's going to go over here, so that way it's closer to the power panel. And this is our auto level system from the Leopard system. So it's just going to get moved over a little bit over to, it's actually going to get centered. And that way we can have the batteries the way it measures anyways. 3 batteries fit here, so hopefully those 3 batteries do fit there. That's what we're up to so far.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Okay, so here's what it looks like with the batteries installed. I got the space between the batteries that they need all the way around them for cooling. The 300 amp fuse, I'm under 5 feet total length for cable, so I can go with a 2 watt cable and a 300 amp fuse. So basically you're going to join the batteries all together off the center battery and go to the 300 amp fuse to the disconnect and then to positive bus bar and into the inverter. And then from the negative center battery again, going over to the smart shunt. That's a Victron smart shunt, and to the negative bus bar over there. This little silver box is the auto transfer switch that'll go from shore power to generator. So we will have an onboard generator. A Honda 3000 IS generator is going to get mounted in a hitch where the AGM batteries currently are. So that will go from there, and then coming out of this port here, we'll go into the AC inlet side, and from the outlet side we'll come through and then back down over here, and it'll go to the main panel that's over there. So there's the 3000 IC low power inverter, 125 amp charger installed. As you can see, there is a hole opened up from this area underneath the bed to the storage bay, and that way, it was actually Debbie's idea, and the intake side can come from the inverter, cool and blowing the hot air into the storage bay, which is a much larger space than this space under the bed, and that'll also help heat that in the wintertime too. And if it's really hot, we can actually just leave the door open and help get rid of that hot air out of there. And I'll put a little intake side over here out of the way so you don't see it from down the hallway, and that'll actually help draw some air past the batteries, because there's a pretty good space on the side here that will take the air to the inverter and out, so the fan can push the hot air out of the space here. So I think it's going to work well. I'll show you what the other side looks like from the storage bay. So now I'm in the storage bay, and this is the inverter. So again, that 3000 IC Go Power inverter is there, and you can clearly see the exhaust is going to blow that hot air into the storage bay. Now these are large storage bays, but of course, like every storage bay, they get filled up with stuff. But we'll just have to make sure we keep things away. The PPTs for the solar system are going to go here on a backing board, and then there'll be some disconnect switches and everything else too in there. So that area is going to get filled up pretty good. We just have to make sure, maybe put a grill of some kind or wherever else, so nothing goes tight against that space, so that space remains open. So that is what we're doing. Took a little bit of time to figure out where we're going to put these controllers. There really wasn't a great spot to put them, so we decided to put them along this side of the bed. We were thinking to do it on the opposite side over there, but this one here is open all the time. When that little wardrobe slides in, then this one here, you still have access to it. So that's just paneling, plywood kind of paneling that's there, so it's easy to kind of go through. I'll show you on the inside what I did. Was a little access panel here in this area, that little piece that was just had 4 screws on it. There was a corner little piece here, so I had to take off that corner little piece, and then I kind of cut down through here. Now I'm going to put the MPPTs, one here and one over here. Got, I believe it's 6 inches, has to be down. I have to check that, of course. And long story short of this is, I put this here is for the inverter, and these two are for both solars. Now you see that I have access here to be able to plug this in. I'm going to build a support piece when I put the MPPTs here, so it'll kind of cover up this. So this will all end up being super clean when it's done. But I just wanted to show you what it did. And I cut through this paneling just with an OFA knife, a utility knife, a sharp new blade utility there. It just cuts like butter. And again, I pulled these panels out first to make sure there's no wires behind or anything. And that's where I put mine.
Summer has wrapped up, and it is fall season upon us, and it is beautiful. Like today, it's a beautiful, gorgeous, sunny day, a little bit of a breeze. But we are in a position now that campgrounds are closing in our area, and we have been maybe scrambling a little bit trying to figure out where we're going to stay.
Okay, Debbie, without saying where we are, where are we?
We're at a friend's property who very generously told us that if we would like to set up here for our fall and spring
mooch talking
because the campsites aren't open when we get back in April, and the campsites are closing the end of September, and we're here until November, mid to end of November. And so he so wonderfully has offered us that if we want to set up, we can put down a gravel pad and
we're looking at setting up right in that area right there.
and it'd be beautiful.
So this will be our home base, and it's a beautiful ranch. It's a large hay ranch, and we have this wonderful, beautiful skyline.
Out our dinette window, we would have
We'd be looking this
sunsets,
way
which would
for the
be
sunset.
gorgeous.
Really open sky, so it'll be really good for our solar upgrade here too. So we can make our own power, have Starlink. It's wide open. We have no internet issues, so
it's beautiful.
Yeah. Helena Lake Provincial Park. Just gonna go for a bit of a walk around here. Just trying to catch up with Debbie and the puppies. So we're trying out a new GoPro as well. We've had it for a while and just never really got it going. We've been using before just our iPhones. This fall, or this winter when we head south, we're going to actually invest in a really high-end camera for vlogging. But right now, the GoPro is the best we have, and then we have an iPhone 12 and an iPhone 13, both pros. Not that we're pros, but the phones are pros. Debbie's just coming down to check out a site. She's found a site that she loves. Oh wow, that sun is killer bright on the eyes, but I'll just walk past and then take a shot backwards. Drive down this road and park.
Yeah, this is the whole site.
Really? Wow.
It's gorgeous.
So your picnic table is here, and you are literally 10 feet from the water's edge. There's a boater out there. This is stunning. You got a site, Debbie?
I want to camp here. It's stunning.
So this forester site is really divided into 3 areas. You have that first area, and then you have this area, which also includes a day use area and a dock. This is area that goes down here that leads to really some private sites. Number 14 here is very private. You're all by yourself in the trees. This site here, number 15, has its own little beach area as well. Nice little lake access.